Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Late Winner Show. Um, it is a good weekend, I guess, for all of us. I guess for me, Ronaldo scored a hat trick, came back from Portugal, and delivered a masterclass performance against Tottenham Hotspur. City today drew the games. Obviously, the title race has become more exciting.
Yeah,
Arsenal and Liverpool, won the games in spectacular fashion. I feel to set up a really good, exciting clash on Wednesday. We'll discuss more on what happened on the weekend and what's to come. Obviously, there's a big match, with in the name of Atletico versus Manchester United.
mhm.
So, given how Manchester United performed on the weekend, I'm hoping for a much better performance than what we had in the return leg. But yeah, to discuss all this, we had Uday from the Loudmouth Show. Uday, welcome back to the show, man.
Thanks. Looking forward to the fixtures that we are going to discuss today.
Yeah, yeah. Before we do go into the details of it, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Late Winner Show. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well. And yeah, I see that 50% of our FP viewers who watch the channel are not subscribing. So I guess you should hit the bell button. Sorry, not bell button. I mean, obviously hit the bell button, but definitely before that, please hit the subscribe button
Mhm.
because it helps the channel grow. Definitely hit the like button as well, man. I know I've been saying this for a long while, but you guys don't still subscribe, so do it. Uh, but yeah, let's get into the discussion, man. Um, let's start with Manchester United. I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm raring to go on that. I think I had a very big rant last time we met last weekend,
Yeah.
so I think I'm gonna mellow
But
down a
let
little
me
bit.
ask you a question, okay? Today, let me
Go ahead.
ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Despite winning 3-2, okay, are you still happy with the performance?
No, no.
Yeah.
That is
Let's
what
just
I was
start
going to
from there.
say. That I'm
Let's start
happy,
from there.
but I'm definitely not happy. I'm definitely not happy. Ronaldo saved the day, but overall,
Yeah.
if you look again, the same performances were happening. No one except Sancho and Ronaldo were there in the game again, right? I still feel Fred has been playing really well under Ranić, and he did again, like that flick to set up that Ronaldo goal. Obviously, that hit was amazing, but he had the presence of mind to flick it to Ronaldo so that he could score the goal. But man, there are so many issues in that team right now still. And even if we make it to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, there is I cannot expect that they will go to the semifinals. There is no way, unless there is a upset. There is another upset that happens. Obviously, last weekend there was no upset. Every major team won, right?
Yeah.
You see what, maybe Villarreal can upset Juventus. That is probably looking likely at the moment since it is 1-1, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying Chelsea's gonna lose, a two-goal deficit to Lille. I don't know what's the other one. I don't remember, but yeah, there's another fixture, right? So I don't see any one of any one of the teams who are the favorites to win their legs are going to drop
Yeah.
points. Whoever United gets in the quarterfinal, they are going to get obliterated in the quarterfinals. I am very, very, very certain about that. You look at the performance yesterday also. What was Maguire doing? You have to question Maguire, even though United won, but he was so bad. He was still so
Yeah.
bad. He uh, he could have done. He could have just just lashed out on the ball, and it felt like, okay, yeah, wherever it goes, it goes. If it goes into the net, I can't help it. That was his thing. That is what he was trying to do. In
True.
that, in that when he slided onto the ball. Um, I think still gonna say Varane Lindelof make a much better pairing. I would urge Ranić, if he's listening to this show, please do not start Maguire against Atletico. We are going to lose if we do that. The only way I can see United winning is because it is at home. They are coming from a victory. It might just be that push that takes them to the quarterfinals. And because the tie is at 1-1, if it was 2-0, I don't see United coming back, and United Atletico would have won the game. But yeah, Ronaldo. We all know Ronaldo can do special things on a Champions League night. against Atletico at Old Trafford. He already has everything is everything is kind of written for a spectacular script, right? But man, Fred was good. Ronaldo was obviously good. Sancho was amazing. He's showing signs from what he from what where he played at Dortmund.
Yeah.
Rashford was pathetic. I didn't like him. Cavani was good when he came on. It was okay, I guess I should say okay. Pogba, I'm definitely liking. I think he's playing with a lot of freedom. Because obviously there is nothing to um, there is nothing to fear right now. He is
Yeah.
not signing any contract extension. He's just playing freely, and that's what's showing in the game. Um, Telles was Telles was okay-ish, okay-ish. I wouldn't say that he was really very good. Um, yeah, Varane was good, obviously. And then Maguire, we all know, man, crazy, crazy ass person. I don't know why he's playing at the team.
Yeah, I think you've pretty much summed it, but I still feel if you look at the game minute to minute without even looking at who scored and who didn't score, I still felt Tottenham had more touches, 50% more touches than United did in the final third. Their build-ups were more intense. Second half, United decided or planned to sit behind, or probably Tottenham were putting on too much pressure attacking wise. They did not rise up until the 80th minute when you guys had a corner in hand and Ronaldo scored of that header. So
Yep.
yeah, I think the credit should entirely go to Cristiano Ronaldo, but still, I think even in the post presser, I think Ralph Ragnick admitted to the fact that coaching Cristiano Ronaldo is also a very big task at hand. And Cristiano, I think, especially had a message to give out there because he looked angry, to be honest, the way he was playing. He was tracking back a lot. He was going to the left fullback positions, trying to link up play. He was all over the pitch, to be honest, and he had around
Hmm.
54 touches in the game. And I think, yeah,
Yeah.
for me,
This
standout
was
performances
probably
came
this
in
was
from
probably his best game in a United shirt.
obviously he scored three goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking at his
No,
age,
no,
yeah,
I'm not saying.
for sure.
I'm not saying again. Like I'm not saying about the goals only. Like if you
Yeah,
just look at his overall game of where he was, it usually isn't. He's just standing in that 6 yard box, or he's not able to make anything with that. When he's linking up with Sancho or Rashford or Bruno, he's not able to do anything. Right? That's
yeah.
what I'm
If
that's what
you
I'm getting.
if you look at his age, yeah, I mean, scoring a 59th career hat trick and whatever it is, irrespective of that, I think yeah, his performance was even better, to be honest, in Crystal versus Crystal Palace that we saw in September. That was also a pretty high intensive game that United played, but yeah, I think it was a good decent performance from him. Um, but looking at how Fred performed, I think he played a major role in tracking back. He was the workhorse in the team. The energy was coming in from Fred. Matic was also a little bit of a concern because I could see that they were getting past Matic pretty easily in the first half.
Hmm.
Kulusevski and Heung-min Son on the flanks, they were totally taking your team out. But it was due to the defense was sitting back. I think the team was able to recapitulate on their strength and they were able to hit back. But still, I feel Kulusevski and a couple of other players who Tottenham have bought this season, they are good additions. He's got a lot of pace. He's got a flair. He's got a good hold-up ability. I could see Varane and Maguire was struggling against his physical strength. So yeah, I think he's done a wondrous job in that match. But I still feel yeah, Ronaldo ran the entire play. He dictated the terms, and dictating the terms wasn't really necessary because yeah, he just needed three strikes and he scored of those. The first goal reminded me of the goal that he scored back in 2008, 2009, right? That was a classic Ronaldo goal, and yeah, I think, but it's kind of a concern looking at how Maguire gave that goal away, the second one. He could have, if he would have not touched it, the Tottenham player was anyways in an offside position, so that would have never been a goal. But yeah, I think Maguire needs to check his performances, and I don't know, the captaincy needs to come under check as well. I think that's a major
How
concern for the
many
team.
times? How many times do we have to say it to? Do we need to launch a petition to make sure that like once you receive 50,000 votes, he has to strip off the captaincy? It would still won't work. I don't think so. It'll work.
Yeah, I think, but, but I seriously think you guys should actually name someone like Matic or even Mata should be playing games now. I think he's very old, he's senior and all that, but still, I think Mata deserves to. Whenever he's played for United, something has come out of the game. Some mature build up, some mature playing sense has come out of the game. He's played mostly on the right mid position for you guys as of late, but I haven't seen him in a season or two. I don't know where is he, but anyways, coming back to the point, I think United are facing Atletico tomorrow. I think that is going to be again a tough game, like it was. United struggled to score anything against them in the first leg, but it was towards the ending of the game that United came back. So I think it'll be a tough fixture. Even Atletico have struggled just like United have this season. They've both been on and off in their performances, but it really comes down to the day who is going to perform better, who is not. But I still feel Diego Simeone is going to keep his defenses under check in this match because he's seen United play as of late. They've been attacking. They've been trying to get onto the opposition, even opposition like Tottenham. So he might be thinking, if I just hit them on a counter, it is enough for me. A goal or two, I think he must be thinking in that sense, in that mentality. So I think it is definitely going to be a tough fixture. And looking at the other teams that you have spoken about, I think City. Would you like to talk about them right now, or are we still about like commenting on United's stature?
Yeah, we'll go later on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think, yeah, I mean, for me also, like, I think it's going to be a tough game. I don't see a very easy victory for United unless, like, again, Ronaldo comes to the show and he scores another hat trick at Old Trafford. It might just be, because he's done that against Atletico. So I'm not counting that out. But I'm just saying, like, if United go to the quarterfinals, I think the only way they go there is because they're playing at home.
Yeah.
I think home games this season they've definitely played in much more attacking way than compared to on an away game. Away games they've definitely struggled to score.
Hmm.
Definitely just struggled to be in the game. To be honest, I think so. Let's see what happens there. Um, but I think United definitely has a good chance to go to the quarterfinals. I think so.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah, nothing. I don't want to comment on any like past quarterfinals, but I think their run ends there. I really don't think like I am hoping for anything more than a quarterfinal
Yeah.
Champions League position. Yeah, I think yeah. Let's uh let's let's go on to City. You know, City drew 1-0. City drew 0-0. Right? They had an ample amount of chances, but then you come back to the summer transfer window and see and look back to the same question: did you need Jack Grealish or did you need Harry Kane? I think the answer is latter, because for the past 1.5 months, City have been very. It's been difficult for City to break down teams who are just sitting back and trying to defend. All 11 players are just on their defenses, and
Yeah.
it's very hard for them to break them. I'm very happy that finally the luck's running out a little. Against Everton, the same thing happened. I think Everton should have won the game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, let's say that City scored, but that
They
that was
should
a
have.
penalty.
You're right. They would have been
Yeah, that
trailing
was a
right
penalty.
now.
So that was a penalty, or
Yeah,
or not, but I think that should have been a draw, right?
for sure.
United, I'm not going to comment because I feel like United are not that United who are going to sit back and play that
Yeah.
play that way. I think under Yannick they just play an attacking flair. So obviously they had a lot more chances compared to the previous times that they've played against United. So Crystal Palace did the exact same thing. They sat back, they defended well, but again they hit the post a couple of times. Guaita spilled one chance from there as well. So it is good that that City did not have that luck.
Yeah.
And again, like, people might be thinking like, yeah, I don't like City, man. I don't like City or Liverpool, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter to me. But I'm just saying, I'm just laying out the facts. I'm just laying out the truth that that's exactly what's been happening with City throughout. Like, when they took that 10-11 point lead as well, it was a lot of the games that they had a luck, and they actually got a penalty, got some luck in the game to score, got a red card, got a penalty or somewhat, right? One other point is, what the hell Pep Guardiola thought with just playing what he thought in in his starting lineup.
Yeah,
What was he thinking? Like, he's not able to break down the Palace defense. Man, bring your substitutes. What are you trying to show? That you're a world class coach, and your tactics are actually right, and I can break down this defense with my players, right? Why did not he bring any of his substitutes? I think Jesus was on the bench. Sterling was on the bench. So why aren't you bringing your substitutes
yeah.
to play?
Well, um, I think first of all, this is any manager would hit a conundrum when he would sit after a game of a frustrating game rather, where the opposition have been sitting like ducks at
Yeah.
the back line, and then they're waiting for to get something out of the game, and that was a single point. And Crystal Palace, to be honest, yeah, they were defending mostly throughout the game, but looking at how um, you know uh, Pep's decision of not bringing on anyone, I think that was a fair decision, to be honest. What would have the other players would have done? Maybe 2-3% of a chance would have been
Hmm.
initiated, maybe, and that is also maybe a question mark. Like we've already spoken about this. I think City should have signed a Harry Kane or someone for that matter, other than Jack Grealish. I'm not saying trying to put Jack Grealish down here. If we go back to the fact that even Riyad Mahrez's first 1.5 seasons with City were a struggle for him. So
Hmm.
I'm not writing, I'm not saying that Jack Grealish is a poor addition to the club who's oozing off world class attackers. It's not that. He would have anyways performed really well if he was playing for a mid-table team like he did for Aston Villa, because he was the system over there, and even now he's not. Now he's on the system, so it's just the other way around. And but he was creating many overlaps. I could see that Jack Grealish was at least trying to get into the game. He was trying to get into the box. Then he was back carrying as well. So I think he was he was completing his role, but only the thing is that they couldn't score anything out of the game, right? So that was the struggle that they were fighting against. But apart from that, I still think you spoke about how Kyle Walker as well had a very weird game. I think he wasn't really creating a good enough supply. I think losing the balls constantly by giving long shot balls in the air to sturdy aerial defenders who know how to defend well.
Hmm.
Koyate defended so well. The fullbacks, Schlupp and this guy, dude, Nathaniel Klein, the ex-Liverpool fullback, they played so well. Their only aim was to defend and to create a good shape against them. And Gallagher, man, standout player from Fulham, who
Yes.
came here to Crystal Palace. I think Vieira has actually transformed into a leader, because I could see him constantly communicating to his defensive line that you guys need to ensure the defensive shape is in state. It should not we should not lose out. We should not give gaps to City. But I could see 𝗵𝗡𝗍, the number 7, was still letting Bernardo Silva get onto the flank very easily, which was pissing me off, to be honest. Looking at how I wanted City to lose and draw the match, but still I think they're more than lucky, to be honest, because City had 2-3 chances which hit the woodwork, one hit the post. So I think yeah, I
Yeah, I
want
mean, man, they had ample amount of chances, man. Even in the last, in the even during the last minutes, I think when Laporte had that chance, Laporte had that header. It didn't like it bounced off his knee and went into the keeper's hands, right? Even, and I think Jack Grealish on, I think the 78th or 90th, 79th minute, when he hit the ball, I think Bernardo Silva could have actually pushed the ball in the back of the net, but he didn't get that, get that touch. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that City did not play well. I think they had ample amount of chances to actually score. They could have easily won, actually come away with 3 goals to nil, a victory
True.
easily. But man, hats off to Crystal Palace. I think they were they
You,
were really they were really good, and I think he's trying. Vieira's trying to build something at,
yeah,
at Palace, and you see how players are actually gelling, even in the back line, like when Gueye and what's his name, Anderson,
true.
they're playing so well. I like both of them. I think Anderson, I followed through his Fulham careers.
Yeah,
When he was playing again under Scott Parker, and I was actually in love with him. I was like, man,
he's a
this guy's
confident.
this
He's a
guy's gonna become
confident
a really
supplier.
good, yeah, this guy's gonna become a really good center back. And then Guehi, I never heard of him, but he's
But also,
he's he's definitely playing. He's definitely
yeah,
playing very well for Crystal Palace. Even in the, yeah, you already mentioned about Gallagher. We all know Gallagher
yeah,
has been playing really well For obviously his goals and assists maybe have dried down a little bit, but yeah,
Yeah.
like did we ever expect him to be in like 15 goals a season or a 10 assist throughout the season? We never thought that, but yeah, whatever he's doing in the midfield, I think he's doing really really good for Crystal Palace. And Crystal Palace fans might be thinking, man, if a deal can be done, if a permanent deal can be done for Gallagher,
Yeah.
that might be really really good for him, for them.
Yeah, I think fair enough. I think Crystal Palace also deserve a lot of credit for the draw, to be honest, because of the defensive performance. But other than that, whatever 5-6 half chances they had at hand, I think they could have actually converted one or two of them as well. Mateta, I think João-Philippe Mateta was brought into the club just to ensure that the pressing regime is ensured from the peak uh, of the formation of the shape. I think, and he in the last match against Wolves played like a maestro next to Zaha. I think, which is why I think they started as a pair again. Mateta and Wilfried Zaha. So I think, yeah, overall, Crystal Palace gave in a very good performance, but I was pretty upset with McArthur's disclusion because he's been injured. He's the engine of the team. I think with him in the team, they would have performed even better attacking wise. But yeah, I think pretty impressed with the performance. And as a Liverpool fan, nothing could have made me more happier than this. Looking forward to the game against Arsenal and even Atletico and United. These are the two matches that I'm going to be watching in this week's edition of football. But yeah, I think what else do you want to comment on? Any of the other matches you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk about Liverpool, man. Like I think let's cover Liverpool. Uh, I think they had a good game.
Yeah,
They were obviously, I think Brighton started really well. If you looked at the game, they were actually scored, I think, through Mope
yeah,
in the earlier minutes, right?
that was
But
a good start.
obviously, Liverpool being Liverpool, they got a penalty. Luis Diaz, man, he is outstanding. Like again, as I
What
said
a
last
brave
week,
attempt!
yeah,
And
I
that
think
should
as
have
I
been
as
a red card. The keeper
it should have been. I felt that too. Yeah, I
exaggerated
think
a lot here.
yeah. I think they should have been. It should have been a red card for Sanchez, but that's fine. I guess. Like I guess again, nobody will comment on that red card because Liverpool won, so
Yeah,
nobody will come back and say that it was a red card. But I think I was again like really impressed with the performance that Liverpool did, because again, like, it was a professional performance.
yeah,
They were sometimes on the back foot even, and I think they were that Welbeck shot on goal
yeah,
when Liverpool went 2 goals ahead. Again, if that went in, game could have changed a little bit. So good performance. I think obviously they had to do their job.
yeah,
They didn't know like City were going to drop points or anything like that. But I guess they did their job. Now it's a potential 1 point lead at the top for City. So yeah, we're gonna have a blockbuster clash on Wednesday. I think all Liverpool fans would be like, Arsenal, just lose for now. You're safe for top four. Just don't ruin our title hopes. But I
yeah.
think Arsenal have something else in plan. I think maybe third is in their sights. Yeah. So so they might just ruin the party. But I think yeah, I think overall, Salah has been a little bit iffy for me for the last few games. Even he is getting the chances, but he's not able to score.
Yeah.
Even the game against Inter Milan, I think he got a couple of chances, but then he scored. But then he actually hit the post. So so
Yeah.
he's not been able to like score like from an open play, which we all expect him to. When he comes to play in a Liverpool shirt. But yeah, what did you think of the performance?
I think it's a fantastic performance from Liverpool, to be honest. I think, yeah, you're right. Initially, they did scare Liverpool a lot. I think Brighton does it to every team. It's nothing new to witness Graham Potter's team trying to, shrug the other team's defense out. But yeah, I think Neil Maupay started off well. But I still think Liverpool had to get back into the game, man, and they did in a way. They controlled the game majorly. Luis Diaz had one of the best performances in the game. I felt he was all over the pitch again, trying to make the best out of the situation. And that goal that he scored was amazing, man. Like, that requires some guts, and yeah, I think kudos to him. And
Mm.
also, I think, yeah, the Salah penalty again was pretty much justified. I think, yeah. So he scored off a penalty, and it was pretty easy for Liverpool to ride a very narrow and a medium tide from there. I think it wasn't a very heavy game for them, looking at how Brighton performed. But I still feel Brighton need to letting go of Dan Burns has been a little heavy on them. I feel they've become less compact, less
Yeah.
sturdy. Uh, they've lost a little hope from the left or the left center half area. They used to master that area a lot. So I think Brighton need to find a better, taller addition in the form of a defender in that position. I think Dan Burns has been a leverage for Newcastle this season again.
Newcastle, exactly. You can see how much of an impact he is having, right,
Yeah.
at Newcastle. So yeah, I mean, I completely agree. But I think again, I think Brighton are safe. They're not going to get relegated for sure.
No, no, no,
So that's fine. I think the Dan Burn signing was also, on the final deadline day. So I think maybe it didn't leave them with, a lot of time to actually replace him. But I think they will sign a good center back.
yeah,
You know, if Burnley go down, they can actually get one of Ben Mee or Tarkowski. Definitely, it fits. I think they both fit perfectly in a Brighton shirt. I think one of them at least. I think they will leave a Burnley go down. I think there's a lot of players in Burnley that might just be captured by a lot of teams in the Premier League.
yeah.
So yeah, there's a good number
But
of players over
what
there.
do you make of the Salah problem? I think Salah is not signing a contract with Liverpool at the moment because of the money, and I think he's already on a 350,000 pound deal, man. I think per week. I think that's a lot. How much more do you want from this game? I mean,
How much more do you want? This is not a question to ask. I
no, I'm
think you
sorry.
can.
I think I'm sorry. That was misconstrued. I think he earns 200,000, and I
Yeah,
think he wants
he's asking for a
350.
440k.
No, no,
He's
no. He's
asking for
asking for
440.
350. So if you compare it to other players who are earning at his prime level, I think we can compare the likes of
Sancho.
Kevin De Bruyne. Come on, Jane, please don't talk about Jane. You're talking about Sancho versus Salah? Are you kidding me, man?
No, no, I'm just saying Sancho is earning 350k.
Yes,
Yeah, Sancho is
that
earning
was shit,
350k.
man.
Yeah.
That is, he doesn't deserve it. Doesn't deserve it.
Exactly. That's why I
Jack
brought him.
Grealish.
I'm not comparing him to
But
Salah. I'm
why
just
did
saying like
United
the
sign Jack Grealish over Sancho? I don't understand. He's a better bowler than Sancho, in my opinion. Definitely, any day. But anyways, I think Jack Grealish is earning 300,000 per week as well. I mean,
Jack Grealish is at 240. And that's the reason that I can confirm that, because I looked at their salaries when both of them signed for City and United respectively, and I was like, what has Sanchez my bad, what has Sancho done to deserve 350k a week? He's not nothing. Like, he's an English player, I get it, but he's not played in the Premier League.
yeah,
Premier League is a total different beast than Bundesliga. You cannot get 19, 20 for 25 assists in every season. You cannot. Like, you can, but
yeah,
it's going to be it has to be a spectacular season, and probably if you do that, United were going to win the league if
for
that was
sure,
supposed to happen, right?
for sure.
So yeah, I mean, I didn't really get it. And that's what brought up to my point. Like, when we were talking about this, is like, United always does this. I don't want to go take this
Yeah,
discussion back to United, but that is exactly what happens. Like, they pay over amount of money,
yeah,
over sums, like they overpay for a player, and
yeah,
then they're like, it didn't even fit our bill, and now what? They're stuck with United because now they have to play, right? So,
yep,
so, but yeah, I think I think for Salah, my opinion is very, very simple. I think he he's been very vocal to say that I want to stay with Liverpool, and this is what I want. I think Liverpool should just give him what he wants. It's simple as that. I think you're not going to be able to replace him anytime soon. Even if he goes next season, it is going to take you at least a couple of seasons, maybe more than a couple of seasons, to actually find a player who can replace his goals. He scores so many goals. He scores so many goals for you, and that's one of the reasons
he's
that you guys
definitely a
have
club
been in the
legend.
yeah. That's one of the reasons that you guys are always in the title hunt. Except
True.
barring last season, you're always in the title hunt, right? So Liverpool have been missing that for almost, I don't know how many years, right? For the last 4 seasons, you've been in the title race 3 seasons, which is a commendable thing. Like,
Obviously,
that's a level of consistency that Salah brings right into the team. So I mean, if I was there, I would have given whatever he wants, man. Because if he leaves, it's going to be a big blow. Right winger to replace him, even if he and how, I don't know, like, how will Liverpool even actually get the money, because they're not going to sell him. He's going to go on a free, unless Liverpool decide, okay, we're
no,
not
no,
going
no,
to
no.
give
He's
you
not
what
going to
we.
free. He's not
I'm
going to
just saying,
free.
if you're not
We
going
are going to
to
sell him.
give him what he wants,
Yeah,
then Salah will leave this season,
but he's
right, at this end season.
okay. but I think you're right. But I don't think he'll dissuade the fact that he'll leave a stain on the club's financial planning, because I think he would want to sign a contract, and then he would want to at least give some money to the club from his valuations, right? I think he's a definitely 150, 160 million player looking at him at the moment. I'm also considering
More than that.
for sure, but
More than that.
150 for his age is good enough. I think he'll turn 30, so I think 150 is good enough for his age.
How much? How much was
I
Kane?
think I
How much
would
was Kane?
if we are able
How
to
much
sell
was Kane?
Salah, if we are able to sell Salah, I am sure Mbappe would want to join Liverpool. Okay, after that, Mbappe comes to Liverpool. You guys are going to play like teams like these small ended teams in the Serie A and Liga, right? You'll make them look like Premier League is a farmers league, but trust me, Liverpool and City are running the league right now. Do you understand?
They're not running the league. They're running football at the moment. I think
Yeah,
they're one of the two best teams in Europe right now.
for sure,
I
for sure.
genuinely feel that. It pains me to say that, but they are. It pains me to say that, but they are. The level of consistency that they brought for over the past 4 seasons, man, it's commendable. It's
Yeah,
commendable,
bro.
and it's not. And the level of consistency, like not only in Premier League, it's all over. Like in every competition that you see, they're in the finals. They are
Yeah,
in the finals, right? So
yeah,
it's amazing to see, like, how the level of consistency is there in both of those teams, and that's why I feel like it's going to be another Titanic,
yeah,
clash, and it might just be another point difference that wins it for either team.
yeah,
It's not going to be another runaway league for any one of them, right? I don't see City dropping too many points, or Liverpool dropping too many points. It will be very close, maybe a couple of points, maybe another point. But yeah, coming out to Salah's situation, I think as I said, like, my opinion is very, very simple. I think whatever he wants, just give it to him.
true. I
Otherwise,
agree.
yeah, let him leave. I'll be more than happy.
I
Yeah,
agree. Actually, I think this
yeah,
is a good point you've laid out there. I
yeah.
think if he wants to leave, obviously he can leave, but I think he won't leave, man. Like if he would have left now, Liverpool would have actually. These rumors have been there season on season, so I don't think he'll be leaving. But Liverpool should agree to the fact that yeah, they need to offer him more wages, so they should. It's okay. He probably wants to earn more because obviously he deserves to earn more. So I wouldn't really start an argument over there. But yeah, whatever happens, happens. I think, but Liverpool are. I'm glad we are in this position where we have more attackers to cover for him. If we even lose him, I think it's okay. It doesn't
Yeah,
really matter because
yeah.
Liverpool bounce back harder. It is in our DNA. If you've seen the club's DNA, is really strong. So we don't need to you don't need to
Yeah.
bloat or exaggerate on the
But you
fact that
are.
we.
But you are.
Yeah, I am. You're right. I am. But yeah, I think still, I think we. but if we win the Premier League, if we win the quadruple this season, I think I'll be in a better position to
Okay,
not
moving
not be
on to the next
boasting
question.
not
All
boasting and
right.
stuff about the club. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with
No, no,
that.
no. I think all jokes aside, I think Liverpool definitely has a much better chance of winning a quadruple than any than obviously, because yeah, actually nobody else is in the running for a quadruple, I
Yeah,
guess. So yeah. But yeah, I guess
but that's too
yeah,
far fetched.
let's yeah. I think it just, if you look at what's happened to City, I think something similar might just happen to Liverpool as well. I think they might just
Mm,
prioritized a couple of, like, maybe one tournament,
yeah,
which is depending upon where they are in the Champions League or Premier League, right? So it'll depend. It'll depend on where they need to prioritize.
I think Liverpool are more of a cup team. Like to be honest, in my opinion, I think they're more of a cup team. Looking at how they obviously bottled the league up, they're the trailing merchants, and they've been landing second as of late in the past couple of seasons. But I still feel we have more chances with the Champions League, man. Premier League, obviously, we got a chance. We will be a point adrift if we win all matches from here. But still, City, we need to win that big game against City as well. I think that'll be a tough game, and I'm little skeptical about that game. So yeah, let's just see
Yeah,
what happens.
yeah. I mean, there are some tough games, man. I mean, if you look at their fixture run as well, like Arsenal, which we're going to talk about in a little while, they have United. Even though, again, like, United is again a derby game, so you can't really just right away the fact that United is not going to do nothing. Even though I feel like Liverpool are still the favorite to win
Hmm.
that game, but they have United, they have
Yeah.
City. Definitely, that's going to be the toughest game of the entire season. They have Aston Villa away. Then probably they have Newcastle away as well, who are in good form. But that Newcastle game is all not another for another for not another month.
Yeah.
Tottenham, after that they have Tottenham. Last game they play against is Wolves, who are definitely very 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 hard to beat
Yeah.
in terms of defense again. But those are games like very far. You don't know, like for the other teams or Liverpool itself, who don't know what might happen or what are the competitions that they might be prioritizing on their end.
For
But
sure.
let's move on to Arsenal and preview the game which is going to be coming up on Wednesday. I think, man, Arsenal, I I am waking up to see their games. That is how much I'm loving their football. Right? I mean, I don't know how much of our viewers know, but like it's very early in our part of the world to actually to watch the games. It's usually like 8:30 or maybe even 7 o'clocks in the morning to wake up and watch the game. So I'm waking up and I was like really excited about the game against Leicester. I knew that Arsenal were going to win. There's no other result that I could see. You know, they've they've tightened up back at the defense, making great saves in the name of Ramsdale. Man, again another spectacular save. I think if anybody doesn't remember the save that Ramsdale made in the reverse fixture, that Madison save, he made.
Yeah.
Oh
That
man,
was amazing. That
it,
was
it, it
amazing.
was another spectacular save this
Yeah.
in this fixture as well. And I think
Even
Brendan Rodgers was actually clapping for
yeah,
that
he
save.
was like
So
wow. He was
right,
definitely
right.
like wow.
So that's how Ramsdale has, like, that's how much Ramsdale is a
It was
main focal
that
point in Arsenal's team.
true. I think I would like to talk about that save as well. I think that save was more about his footwork because he had to tread a little towards the back end, right, to make
Yeah,
that save,
yeah.
and it was a matter of a second. So I think yeah, world class move, world class thinker when it came to his reflex. I think it worked in his favor. So yeah, I think he's definitely lived his part. But yeah, I think I would
Yeah.
like to hear about what your opinion is on other players.
Yeah, I mean, there are not a lot of players actually in Arsenal squad if you look at it.
Yeah,
It's a very thin squad right now because he basically got rid of all the rut that Arsenal had.
yeah,
He got rid of Aubameyang, who never wanted to play. Chambers was gone, and there was a couple of other players that he didn't want to have in the team.
yep,
All of them are gone. Like there's no, like, he was on a loan or something. It's just he sold them.
yep,
That was one of the major worries that I had. Obviously, these things you can't predict, and you're not going into the season saying, you know what, oh, I need to have a squad because I might get injured. My players got injured, so
yeah,
you can't you can't play, in a frightened way because oh, your players will get injured. I
yeah,
think they're playing spectacular football. If you look at it from a striker position itself,
yeah.
who do they have to replace Lacazette? No one. They cannot
But
replace
I
Lacazette if
think we can
anybody.
still do without Lacazette, to be
No,
honest. I
no.
think he,
Hear me
yeah,
out. Hear me out. But do they have anyone to actually like, just saying you can play anyone in front in place of Lacazette. Let's say Martinelli can play, but he's not a striker. He is not
true.
a striker. Lacazette is a striker, right? They don't have a striker in their team who can actually come in and actually play that particular position,
Hmm.
right? Great two central defensive midfielders they have, Partey and Xhaka. There's no one else. If anybody else gets injured or red carded, we all know Xhaka can get injured. Xhaka can get
Yeah,
red carded anytime, and it might just be against Liverpool, right? It might just be because that's a high profile game. He gets heated up, and then he might just get the red card. Odegaard, oh my god,
oh, fish. What
man,
a underrated lad. What an underrated
right?
lad. Yep,
I think he was okay-ish when he was got on loan last season, but man, he has showed that what Real Madrid have done. I think
true.
Real Madrid have a buyback clause, for him as well. So man, if it can be, man, Real Madrid, trigger that. Definitely do not let him go. I think he's definitely lit up the Premier League this season with the playing style that he's had for Arsenal. I think he's been very very important for Arsenal. Martinelli has been good. Lacazette is good. I think Lacazette. I heard a stat that Lacazette has had not scored since December 26th. That was his last goal, but he's still been so influential in the last 3 months. He's been still so influential in
Yep.
all of the games that he's played, right?
Yep.
So it's starting to show. Like, I think I go back almost a year or year and a half when we were having this conversation about
Yep.
Oli, Lampard, and Arteta, who, like, all of them are club legends.
Yeah.
They're in their own teams,
Yeah.
and who's going to come out on top? Who has the better? And Arteta, we never thought that, we never even talked about on our own channel that, Arteta was ever
Yep.
going to be considered as, the last person who's going to be sacked, the
Yep.
last person who would be like, what, he's trying, he's the one who's actually has a tactic, has a philosophy, is trying to build something for his team, right? Man, I think I'm all in, like, I'm all you know I'm all praise for Arteta. I think he's doing a commendable job for us, and I think there's a couple of additions that he needs to make for next season. I think you can definitely see a gap coming between Arsenal, Tottenham, Arsenal, United. It can just be, you can how Liverpool and City have actually dominated the league in the past 4 years,
Yep.
past 4 seasons. It can just be that this is the start for Arsenal.
I think, yeah, definitely. I think I agree with everything you've said, but I'd like to raise little light on Granit Xhaka too, man. I think his position was to advance in the game in different
Mhm.
phases, which was good. Arsenal's attack was being backed and supported by Granit Xhaka's positioning. I think, moreover, Thomas Partey again played a very crucial role with that goal that he
Yep.
scored, and then another goal that could have gone in, but it hit the
That
woodwork,
that
and
would
that
have
was
been
again
that
pretty
that would have been,
unfortunate.
sorry, but that would have been like the goal of the season for me, man.
Yeah,
The way they held up that, and it reminded me of that Wenger side when
yeah,
they used to play football. It was like magical. When they it was I remember a goal they scored against Norwich.
yeah.
I think the last touch was, I think, Giroud or Wilshere.
Uh,
Somebody scored that goal. I think it was like phenomenal. I still remember that goal.
yeah, so I mean, looking at their performance, I was pretty impressed with
Yeah.
also Odegaard, man. I think this was his best match by far. He created the most chances in this match. And Odegaard, man, I'll tell you, he was in his element. Yeah, I think he finally feels at home. He started tasting better than red wine. I think he's yeah. I think so. I think, yeah, he's doing his job pretty well at the club, and also the playmaking role that he was assigned. I think he's living up to it, becoming a little more consistent day on day. And Lacazette, for that matter, okay, he was in the team, but I don't think that his addition was that crucial either. Maybe people might flag me for that, but I still feel they can do well without Lacazette as well, man. They don't need Lacazette as a number nine. They can do better with other players also. I know Lacazette has been instrumental this season. He saved his goal scoring rut in a way by scoring that penalty as well. But if you look at a striker's role, I think Arsenal can do better with the number nine, getting a fresher and a much pastier number nine. Martinelli again, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. He's improving day on day. They're giving him his entire 90 minutes in some games, but he's starting the games for Arsenal. That was what I wanted to see. He's been called for Brazil as well in the FIFA World Cup
Yeah.
qualifiers, which is amazing.
Mhm.
Defensive line, if you talk about, Ben White made some crucial saves. Magalhaes made some crucial saves. Ramsdale again, I knew it. When I saw him play with Sheffield, I knew it that he is going to be one of the most craziest additions in the Premier League, and he is living up to that remark as well. So I think, other than that, I think Cedric Soares, I think even at that age, 28, 29, whatever age he's at, he's still making those attacking runs, overlapping the defense. I think he's a great attacking fullback. I think so. Cedric is also good defending fullback. So pretty impressed with the balance that he shows up with. Um, but on the left flank, if you look at Tierney, I think even Tierney is putting in a great performance. Man, Tierney is anyways playing the leader's role. He did uh, become a little. He diverged into on another path because of whatever was happening with his injuries and all that this season. He was down with COVID as well, I think, for some time, but
Yeah.
he's back on track and he's performing well, connecting well with the lads. So yeah, I think overall, all in all, a great performance by Arsenal, and could have been nothing better than what they showed up with. But let's just not write them off, right? Let's just talk a bit about Leicester as well. I think Leicester was struggling because of not having Jamie Vardy. You don't have a pressing initiator. That's where your game goes away. I think Daka and Ian Archer don't really form a really formidable partnership up ahead. James Madison, once he started getting into a deeper role, I could see that they were trying to get something out of the game. So yeah, I think. But even Harvey Barnes, Luke Thomas, and the young lad, the number 22 shirt, I forgot his name. Um, they were connecting pretty well, man, on the left flank, and they had 3-4 balls, gameplays at hand where they could have successfully beaten Arsenal, because Leicester had 2-3 opportunities that should have been scored, but they couldn't. So I think kudos to Arsenal defending and to Ramsdale as well for saving that in the first half. Otherwise, I think things could have gone a bit bitter for Arsenal, knowing how Leicester can come back into the game. Being a Liverpool supporter, I know how painful it was to see Liverpool win 1-0 by the 79th minute and then lose the game 3-1 to Leicester. So Leicester are also pretty capable and palpable when it comes to them performing on their day. So yeah, I think pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, but man, I think I've been very disappointed with Leicester. I think, and I mean, this is no surprise for me, to
Yeah,
be honest, because for the last few seasons, a lot of the people who I know, they've been calling me out. They're like, why don't you like Leicester? They've been playing so well. It's
they're
like,
not.
they were never playing well. They were you saw their position because the other teams below them were playing just bad. United or Chelsea or Arsenal or Spurs, they were not good for the past few seasons. Now they are a little bit better. Now
Yeah,
Aston Villa are a little bit better. Now West Ham are actually having a good manager who are taking them up. Wolves have
yeah.
a good manager who are who's taking them up, and that's why you see that there are struggles. It's not like anything changed in your team. Did you actually sell someone in the past few seasons who has been who has been an instrumental player? No. Did you
Mm-hmm.
sell
Yeah,
Madison? Did you sell Vardy? You actually bought players. You
yeah,
bought Sumare. You bought Daka. Then you can't say that Leicester are what's happening to Leicester. This is what's been happening to Leicester for past few seasons.
yeah.
They start the season well, they have a good run, and then eventually they just drop, and that's one of the reasons that they never finished in the top four, because they were very inconsistent. They come up to a position, and they're like, okay, now, yeah, everything just starts to go downhill from there, and Brendan Rodgers cannot protect that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
stop telling me that Brendan Rodgers is a good coach. He's not. I don't like him, and I will never like him because he's never basically done nothing for anyone, for anyone. Even though people will crib about it, like that Steven Gerrard slip was Steven Gerrard. It was nothing to do with Brendan Rodgers. What about the Crystal Palace game? Remind me about that. Oh, and by the way, Crystal Palace did it again. Every
Yeah,
season they come back and actually did do something to make the title challenge actually a bit more exciting. So yeah, so
for
that's my
sure.
thoughts on Leicester. I'm okay. If you guys want to comment, I would love to hear back from you guys, and listen from what you guys have to say about Leicester City and Brendan Rodgers. But I think let's preview a little bit about. Or actually, sorry, I actually had a question in mind for you. Do
Yeah,
you think? Do you think Ramsdale is the best England keeper right now? Not England, but best English keeper right now.
I think the best English keeper for me would be Nick Pope, to be honest, because even when I've seen him play for Burnley, even in the past couple of matches, he's made some extraordinary saves.
Hold on. What do you,
Yep.
not Jordan Pickford?
Never, never. Jordan Pickford is a big, big no for me. I think it should be either Nick Pope or Ramsdale. Definitely, these are the two shining stellars in the goalkeeping department for England. So I think they should be focusing on them. The
Yeah,
focus
man.
should on be on these people. Yeah.
Yeah, I really think that I think Ramsdale definitely deserves the chance to be England's number one keeper this season. I really think like he should go into the World Cup as a number one keeper. And if if Everton go down, if I think still Everton might not go down.
Yeah.
Do not pick Pickford. He's scoring. He's conceding so many goals. Even though some of the goals might not be his fault, it's the defense's fault.
Yeah.
Really, if you look at it, Everton's defense, I think it looks like a championship one.
Oh,
It
well,
really feels.
they've
It
just
really,
won 2 matches in the last 20, man. That's concerning. They've lost
and
15
I
games out
I
of 20.
I heard yeah, exactly, and I was going to bring it up and say I heard a stat. I was listening to this Sky Sports podcast today,
Yeah.
and they said Everton have not won a game since August. It's basically the start of the season. That's when
Yeah,
the
they
season
won. They
starts.
won 4 games in the first 6 matches. Imagine. Now look at
Man,
them. It's because of Rafa Benitez. He destroyed the team and he left the team. So destroyed it
that's
and left
that's
it.
very that's very very concerning. Very very concerning.
The way he managed the club could have done a better job. But yeah, I think Frank Lampard's addition was not something they would have needed. They would have needed a much experienced manager. I think Frank has set fire on his feet by joining this club which is about to wither away. I think signing players like 𝗦𝗛𝗢𝗪 and 𝗕𝗲𝗪 for that matter, I think to you know push your guns up ahead. Still not working, right? Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison, Dele Alli.
Delhi Ali might just go back to playing MK Dons again in MK Dons because
Yeah, maybe.
rather playing in a championship, he might just play with his
Maybe he
team that
might win
got him to the
even
Premier League.
Tottenham. Even he might just leave Tottenham out because Tottenham are the trophy chasers, right? They're the trophy chasing merchants. They don't win the trophies. So I think MK Dons might win more trophies from Tottenham compared here. So I think he might just go back to Tottenham to MK Dons. I think
Yeah.
warming the bench also might be more of a luxury for him as long as he's got a name on one of those trophies. So yeah, I think I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right. Let's preview since we talked about Arsenal and we hyped up Arsenal so much, right? Let's talk about Arsenal versus Liverpool, man. I think Titanic clash. Now that City's dropped points, it's more crucial for Liverpool to win the
Back
game,
cover
right?
Arsenal Liverpool. Ka.
Right. Sorry, what?
Can you put the back cover for Arsenal Liverpool if you have one?
I don't. I don't.
You don't.
I don't prepare Liverpool content.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, sorry, I don't have it. I feel like I think it's a I think it's a game for Liverpool to lose.
Oh,
Liverpool
could
definitely
be.
Liverpool. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a tough game. It is not going to be as easy as what they had in the previous fixture, right? When they won 4-0 in 54 minutes and it's
Hmm.
all over. It's not going to be
Yeah.
that. I don't think like Arsenal are going to be just pushovers and like, okay, fine, this is just a free hit game for us. Even if we lose, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. We still have like 2 games on Manchester United and we can still finish fourth. All that stuff. I think they're going to go into that game to win. And if they win, it it, it, it's a big dent on Liverpool's title hopes. And it always happens. Like I've always seen these kind of games where there will be an upset because now you are expecting Liverpool to win and they won't. They won't
Yeah.
win, and it'll be like another upset, right? I think
Yep.
that happened. I think 3 months ago when Liverpool played Leicester. That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened, right? So everyone expected like, okay, this is now City's gonna Liverpool's gonna go back. Um to a certain points in that table, but it never happened. And then obviously we all thought that okay, the title race is over, which wasn't now. So I think Liverpool are favorites to win the
Yeah.
game. I think they can easily win the game. uh but I also feel that Arsenal are not going to be pushovers. Arsenal are going to be really dominant in that game as well, because now their midfield, their attack and their defense is all clicking, and it's going to be very hard for Liverpool to beat them as well.
Right.
But I know you're going to have different thoughts.
Very
But
different.
let's.
Very different opinions. I'll tell you something. I'm going to talk from a very rational point of view. Okay. I'm
Mm.
not talking as a Liverpool supporter. I'll tell you something. Do you think
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
I'm very certain on that? I'll tell you why. Do you think players like Granit Xhaka
Hmm.
and Thomas Partey will be given the license or will be given any space at all to maneuver ahead in the attacking positions like the way they've been doing in the past couple of games? And how have
Why
they done it?
not? Why not?
Because they were playing against teams who were not pressing high. Let them face Liverpool, who pressed really high. Do you think they'll have space to even think for a second? Where is the progressive pass? Where is that person that I need to see? Who can I pick out ahead in the
Hmm.
attacking line? They'd be having a lot of time to pass. They'd be going in for a lot of back passes. They'll be trying to play long against Liverpool. What I think. I don't think Arsenal will be dominating the game at all. And Arsenal supporters know that for a fact. Okay, I've had Arsenal supporters from 25, 30 years old who's been watching the sport. I'll tell you what they messaged me on Discord. Okay, so one of the wait, I want to read it out. I'm sorry, I'm taking a little bit of time, but So yeah, he's like, "Bhai, go easy on us this Thursday early morning. Create more than if you don't, I'll make Lord KV create more random clubhouse channels and add you to them while he seems to get laid." Okay. this is this is an Arsenal supporter dissing at another Arsenal supporter and asking me to go easy on them. And I'll tell you something. Even when they faced Liverpool in, I think, December, I think we faced them in the last weeks of the
Mm,
first edition, right? Arsenal were on a winning tide of 10, 11 games, and Liverpool broke that 4-1, right? So everyone was like little taken aback that what did Liverpool do? How can they do this? To Arsenal who were like performing so consistently. That's the thing. You cannot perform against Liverpool, and I'm pretty certain on that. They might.
I'm not
No,
saying that it's going to
I,
be.
I might be wrong. Listen, I might be wrong. You might win the game for all you care. But being dominant, I think, in this game is going to be tough for them. I think they would rather be more pragmatic. They will see what Liverpool does and they'll react accordingly. Or maybe they might tweak the formation knowing that they want to get back into the game. So the game can have different phases to it, right? It can be more of going in from a defensive shift to a first or second gear where they want to attack a lot. So I think it entirely depends on how the game is laid out to be. And Liverpool, man, come on, bro. Liverpool are going to score goals, bro. Come on. This is the game
Okay.
for them because
Okay.
Arsenal are wanting to attack, right? We have seen Arsenal
Hmm.
wanting to attack, and they are going to leave spaces out open. They're going to leave gaps open, and that is where Luis Diaz, the Porto lad, comes in. He's going to prove
Hmm.
his point that why was he signed. Mohamed Salah will come in if he's recovered from his foot injury, I think. So Liverpool are winning this. It's very easy for me, to be honest. I don't have any tension, or I don't have any, conundrums, or I don't have any uh, different opinions that I would like to hear from supporters. Because
Yeah. So
even though I know Arsenal,
there's
yeah,
only one thing that I would like to say. See, in the league, it
yeah,
matters. It matters where you're playing. Okay. If this was at Anfield, I would not be in having this discussion. I was like, okay, Liverpool win 3-0. Next question. I don't want to even have a discussion. Arsenal are playing there at their home. You're I I'm still saying, and I for whatever I said about Arsenal, I'm still saying Liverpool are going to win. I'm just saying it's not going to be as easy as you
yeah.
guys are thinking, that it's going to be another roller coaster of a ride of like, okay,
It
it's
might be.
easy. Okay, 35, 40 minutes, we're going to be in the game, and then we're going to boom, 4-0. Next. Who's the next?
But
It's not going to be that.
should I
And
tell you something?
by
Yeah,
the way, Arsenal, Liverpool are also coming on an eight game winning streak. On the other
yeah.
hand, Arsenal, I think, have also won 5 games in a
Five
row.
games.
So, right, so it's kind of like in a similar situation what Arsenal had. So it might just be a reverse thing. It might just be a reversal. I
Wishful
get
thinking.
it. I get it.
Wishful thinking.
I I get it that I get it that you guys are in the title race, and this is a very, very big game. If you lose this, it's gonna be probably be over, as well. So I get all that, but I'm still saying Liverpool still gonna win, but it's not
Yeah,
gonna be easy. It's not gonna be an easy victory. That's all I'm saying. I think you're underestimating what Arsenal can do.
yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
so
I
I,
lost you
I
for a
I'm
bit.
not underestimating, dude. I'm just telling you. I know that they have a lot of potential to perform, but when it comes to teams like City and Liverpool, they disappear in thin air, bro. You've seen.
Where did Arsenal disappear against City? I don't think they disappeared against City. They dominated them for the better part of the game until they got a red card. That's when City got their chance and actually won the game. There was
Yeah,
no reason
yeah.
for City to win that game. I don't think so. Arsenal have been playing well, man. You can't just disrespect them and say that oh, come on, like you need to respect the
Look,
opponent. I
you
don't
are
want to
a
say that. Yeah.
don't mind, okay, but I think you are a butthurt, salty United fan who doesn't want Liverpool to rise above the
I
ranks. Okay,
trust me.
so
I This is the worst position for me for the past 4 seasons. For all I care, man, Chelsea wins the last 4 seasons in a row. Do not care one bit. But I hate that the worst two people that I would like them to be in a title race and they're winning titles for the last 4 seasons.
mm,
It's the worst season, worst place to be in. Like, man, it's the worst place to be in.
Look, I
Yeah.
understand where you're coming from. I think after that 5-0 loss that you've endured, I think the pain out of that is also too hard to get over it, So I'm sure you're trying to rub more salt into my wounds, but but no, jokes apart, I think
Sure. Okay.
Arsenal.
We're anyways going to meet Wednesday night, right? We're going to do a Champions League roundup. So we'll
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
probably
yeah.
talk about Arsenal and Liverpool. Let's see who wins.
We should do a
Okay.
watch along actually. I think for Arsenal and Liverpool encounter, the watch along is a must. What do you think?
Watch along. Yeah, it's not possible for me.
That's okay.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
think
maybe on the yeah. It's difficult for me to do a watch along midweek, but yeah, we can definitely
yeah.
try. Um. Okay, I think that was a good roundup on the Premier League, but let's just
Yeah.
touch base on a little bit on the Premier League, on the Champions League as well. Uh, Champions League returns tomorrow with Atletico versus with Manchester United,
Hmm.
right? There's another game, Ajax versus Benfica. That's gonna be a good game. I think 2-2, already in that game. So it's gonna be a good game to see what happens in that game. I'm uh, uh, again, like, I don't want to count out Benfica, but I think Ajax are a much better side. They are going to be at home. I think they definitely take that victory and move on to the quarterfinals because
For sure.
uh, n- not I wouldn't say that they had a really really good game against Benfica last time around. Or at least what I was expecting them to have. I think I was expecting at least a good 3-1 victory for them, but
Yeah.
Benfica have been playing really well throughout the season. And if you look back at their Champions League campaign as well, throughout the 6 games that they played in the group stages, I think they were really, really good.
Yeah.
I think their main striker, I forgot his name. No, someone, right?
Tadic.
Uh, no, no.
Who are you talking about?
Uh,
Ajax's or
Darwin
Benfica's?
Nunes. Darwin Nunes.
Nunes.
Darwin
Yeah,
Nunes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Darwin Nunes. I think, man, I really love that guy. He's been so good for Benfica this season, and then when I think over Seferovic as well. Also, he's been pretty good for Benfica. I think Benfica's run definitely ends over here. I don't see them progressing to the
Yeah.
quarterfinals. Definitely
But
not.
it'll be nice to see Ajax progressing ahead. Like out of all the teams that are going to go ahead, I think I would want Ajax to actually go ahead and prove a point. So
Yeah, definitely. I think I would love to see Ajax as well. To progress to the quarterfinals. I think they have a much better opportunity of causing an upset to the
yeah.
likes of a Bayern Munich or
But
Real or Chelsea or whatever.
but we can't even write them off like that because they've got so Benfica have good players, man.
I'm
Benfica
I'm
have
not yeah. They have really good
Taravas.
players.
They've got Adel Taravas,
Yeah, yep.
the prodigal young king, the wonder kid, and they've got Vertonghen, they've got Otamendi, Grimaldo, Gilberto, they've got Rafa as well. So I think they're on a pretty good run from here. I think they might just give a good competition to them in the second leg as well. I think we shouldn't write them off like that. But
No, I'm not. I'm yeah. I mean, I'm not. I'm not counting them out. I'm just saying.
yep,
I think Ajax are a much better team, and again, like they play at home. Even though they're taking a 2-all, a score to their home. I think Ajax definitely still win.
yep.
For Ajax and sorry, for Manchester United Atletico, we already talked about them. Sorry, my prediction is a 2-1 narrow victory for United, and the only reason that I'm saying is that because they're playing at home. Yeah, that's the only way. That's the only reason I'm giving,
I
and
really,
because they're coming
I
from a
don't
victory against Spurs.
I don't want to
That's
upset you. Look, you're my friend. I don't want to upset you at all. But trust me, I don't even hold that. We don't even have that Liverpool United rivalry, like because I think we're pretty good friends now. So, but I still think that irrespective of the bonding that we are having,
go on. Yeah, go on. You're building it too much. Come on, say it.
Atletico are going to thump you guys inside out. Not inside out. I think it'll be a very narrow victory for Atletico, man. I don't know why I have this
Hmm.
feeling coming.
Okay.
Tomorrow's
Okay.
not your day.
All right.
Has it ever
So
been that this
officially, our
is
friendship is over from today. Okay. Officially,
have
I'm
you ever
not going
seen
to invite you
United?
on any of the podcasts.
Have you ever
It's
seen
over.
United being consistent? Yeah.
No,
Then
no,
what do you try to say?
exactly. No, I'm just that's what I'm saying. That exactly what I said. That the only
Oh my
reason that
god.
I see United winning is because they're playing at home. They have
Hmm.
their crowd. They're coming back from a good victory against Spurs, even though they don't have two back-to-back games where they play like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that pretty much sums it up. That's why I'm not saying like they're going to win 4-0 or something. I'm saying 2-1. They might win it. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
True, true. I agree on that. I agree. It can go either way. Yeah, I think being at home,
If
obviously, United have more
Atletico, if
chances.
we were playing
Yeah.
any other team, or maybe not any other, but like except except what's the team's name? Who Lille, right?
Yep.
If it was only Lille, we could even Benfica we could not beat. Trust
Yeah.
me, we could not beat Benfica. We would have lost it. We
Yeah.
would have lost that leg as well. Except Lille, we cannot beat anyone, and maybe Atletico. That's why I
Yep.
was happy like we got Atletico because Atletico are not in a
Hmm.
good form, right?
Hmm.
Even though they've actually gone, found actually a good form since they played against United. I think they've won almost 3 games in a row since then in the
Yep.
league, right? So they found good forms, but I just feel like tomorrow might just be another Mr. Champions League day coming. We might see another performance from him to take United to the quarterfinals. But again, end runs over there. No more discussion required. I know we're going to have a very tough draw in the quarterfinals, and that's going to be over. So let's
Yep.
uh, let's not go there. We will talk about it when we get there. But moving on to Juventus versus Villarreal. I think that's a evenly poised game. But again, man, Juventus played actually much better than what the scoreline suggests in
Hmm.
that game. Again, Villarreal, man, Unai Emery sets the team so compact, it's very hard to beat them.
It
Break
is.
break them down. But I think Juventus themselves in the first leg itself, they had so many chances. They could have easily come back with a 3-0 victory or 3-1 victory, man. And that tie could have been over. They're like, okay, it's business as usual. We just need to play our game. We'll win 2-0 and the game is over, right? But it's a little tricky to now call it because it's obviously 1-1. But I still feel Juventus have a lot more talent than what Villarreal has, and I think they easily win this game.
Yeah. I think. Um. Look, Villarreal, to be honest, they're more organized in my opinion because of what
Hmm.
Unai Emery can do. But yeah, I think Juventus have more attacking guns, man. Definitely, they've got so many better players than Villarreal do in the attacking department. I think Juventus should win it easily. But if you talk about stiff competition being offered from the opposition, I'm expecting Villarreal to give something to them. Um, but yeah, I think it'll be tough. It'll be a tough fixture to be honest. But I still think Juventus are going to win this. What do you think?
Yeah, Juventus wins.
Yeah.
I don't see any other. I don't see any other result for this particular game. And
Yep.
then finally we had Chelsea versus Lille. Uh, I think whatever is happening, outside of the pitch, I don't know for Chelsea, it's definitely a little bit of the stuff is showing on the pitch. But man,
Yep.
what a goal! What a goal by Kai Havertz, man! I was like, he 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 that touch was something else. What
Yep.
he did against the goal that he scored against Newcastle, I was like, what did he just do that? Because
Yep.
that touch was so amazing, and he just flicked it.
Yep.
He didn't control it, stay, and then dribble and then shoot. He's like just control and shoot, and that was
Yep.
like, man, I was like crazy. Like, and he's been playing pretty good in the last few weeks. I think he scored like 5 out of 5. Sorry, 5 goals in 5 games
Yep.
for Chelsea in the past few weeks. So he's definitely high on confidence. There is no reason to include Lukaku in the team when you have Kai Havertz in the team who's scoring goals. Uh, Lukaku, I don't see him getting in the team on Wednesday as well. I think the same team plays. He might as well just start writing his goodbyes to Chelsea, because I don't think he's going to be here next season.
Yeah. That's true. I think in a way, but I think it's pretty obvious that Chelsea are going to win that match as well. Um, so I don't think we should be talking about that. I think it's pretty easy. The second day of Champions League is pretty boring, to be honest. Apart from Juventus and Villarreal, I think that'll be exciting. But Liverpool and Arsenal are going to be playing out on the same day,
Same
so
day, so
I'm
which
going
is
to be
good.
watching Premier League. I'm going to
Exactly,
be
which is
watching
good.
Premier League.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have. I'm gonna have the Juventus game on.
Yeah.
Because I just want to see Juventus. Like I like Juventus playing, and now that Vlahovic is in there, I have like more of a reason to watch their games. But I think and I'm gonna be tuned in into that Liverpool Arsenal game, and I'm gonna text you like, hey, you know what? Arsenal just defeated Liverpool 2-0.
Wishful thinking. I think this is where your United spirits are coming out, and you're trying
All
to
right,
support
all right.
your
Yeah, let's not get
arch
into any
rivals
more
by
United
asking
discussions.
them to defeat your, the nemesis of for whatever was going on between you and Liverpool at one point of time. But yeah, I think it's pretty much sorted that United have
What
been
was good?
struggling. United have been struggling even to enter as the top four. So I think you should be a little more worried about that and not worried about how Liverpool will
I'm
be
not
playing.
worried about anything this season. Every game I sit down is like, okay, we're going to lose this game, so I'm just going to enjoy. That's it,
True.
right? All right. I think that's all from our side.
Yep.
Uday, any last words except that Arsenal are going to defeat Liverpool?
I think just I forgot. Oh yeah, I wanted to say one thing. I think Manchester United suck, and you guys are going to lose tomorrow. I'm
All right.
looking forward to it. I was trying to find an Atletico jersey which I could wear for tomorrow, but I couldn't seem to find it. So
Hmm.
let's hope for the best.
Okay. You have a stove at home, right?
I have a what?
You have a stove at
Stove.
home, right?
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
a stove. Yeah.
Okay. So just make sure
Why?
that you could put
You
it on
want?
fire after the
I
game
can make
ends.
your ass sit on that fucking stove.
All right, I think that's enough. That's enough banter for one episode. But I think Uday, again, as usual, I think it's great having you on the show, man. Thanks for joining.
I said, same man, same. But I'll still have some red salt prepared for you for tomorrow's fixture. I know you are probably going to lose it, but but
Man,
if I lose the bet,
see,
if I
you're
lose it,
you're
I'll
sitting,
give you
you're
that red
sitting.
salt.
I'll just give you one advice, right? You're doing so well. You're in the hunt for quadruple. Now it might just be that you might just be top of the table in a few weeks' time.
Yeah,
Let give me some moments to cherish, man. Every day I don't want to be like, just sad and crying in my
dude,
pillow. I don't want to do that.
you just made a historic embarkment with Ronaldo's hat trick. So what else do you want? I mean, it's pretty evident that you guys are riding the high tide with one or two matches. I mean, in the past 10 years, we've seen United winning two matches and then losing two. So I think we should keep that momentum up and we should ensure that's happening. Dude, wishful thinking if it comes to Arsenal winning, wishful thinking if it comes to United winning. That's my opinion, but still, I think
Okay.
the other way around might happen. I'm sure I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Might be.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's end the show here. But Uday, thank you again, man.
Thanks,
Thank you
bro.
again for coming onto the
Lovely
show.
talking to you.
Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Late Winner Show. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter. We put lots of stories out for the games. We're going to hype up, the Atletico game as well tomorrow. Give us, let us know what you think about the game. We're going to put out some prediction stories as well. So keep engaging with our channel. Definitely helps us grow. And as I said, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I'll repeat it, but not a lot of people who view the channel are not subscribing. So I'm not really liking it. It feels like the content that the Late Winner Show producing is not being good. So please, man, come on, make subscribe to the Late Winner Show.
The
Come on.
content is good actually. The people suck, I think.
No, people don't suck. Don't say that. I'm gonna lose
I'm
my
just kidding.
subscriber. Whatever subscribers I'm gonna lose.
No, that's
So
fine, I think. No, I'm
yeah.
being honest. I think people in our domain really want us to talk in Hindi and all that. So I think that's not possible. That's never happening. Even though we are not native English speakers, but we are still very conducive to talking in English. I think that's very viable. So I think we are used to what we are used to, right? So we can't avoid that.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. We'll see you day after when Arsenal defeat Liverpool. All right. No more comments. Good night.